When did your rebellion literally pay off? My parents had this theory that teenagers with jobs become dropouts. Every kid who earns money gets addicted to quick cash and abandons their education, they'd say. At 16, I was the only one in my friend group who couldn't buy anything. Not a coffee, not a movie ticket, not even a pack of gum without begging my parents for money and listening to a lecture about materialism. Why do you need $5? Mom would ask, holding her wallet like it contained state secrets. Didn't we just give you money last week? That was for lunch. This is for Jessica's birthday gift. Why buy something? Dad would chime in. Make her a card or craft something. It's more meaningful when you create it yourself. My friends stopped inviting me to places. After enough times of me saying I couldn't afford something and awkwardly refusing their offers to pay, they just started making plans without me. I'd watch them plan weekend trips and concerts in the group chat while I invented excuses about being busy. Focus on your studies, Mom would say when I complained. Money corrupts young minds. Look at the Harrington boy. Got a job at the mall and dropped out 3 months later. The Harrington boy dropped out because his dad died and he needed to support his siblings. But my parents had already decided that work equals academic failure. That's when Mrs. Willow next door changed everything. Her arthritis was getting worse, and she needed someone to walk her 3 dogs every morning. I know your parents have rules, she whispered one day, pressing $20 into my hand, but this is just neighborly help, our secret. 6 a.m. became my favorite time. Every morning before my parents woke up, I'd slip out the back door and walk those dogs. Word spread quietly through the neighborhood. Mr. Thompson needed his gutters cleaned. The Fisher twins were failing algebra. Dr. Kumar's computer kept crashing. Everyone knew my situation and paid in cash, calling it volunteer work if my parents asked. I became an expert at stealth. Library study group meant tutoring. Community service for college applications meant cleaning garages. Helping elderly neighbors was technically true. I just left out the payment part. 8 months in, I had money hidden everywhere. DVD cases, inside old shoes, hidden drawers. Then one day I noticed a weird pattern. Dad would leave the house in his suit every morning, briefcase in hand, but I saw him at the library one afternoon when I was supposed to be in school. He was on the computer, frantically updating his resume. When he saw me, he made up some story about research for work. Then I heard the phone call. Dad thought I was at my friend's house, but I'd come home early. He was in his office, the door cracked open, practically begging someone for 2 more days. Please, I have the interview on Monday. If I get the job, I can pay immediately. When he stepped out to use the restroom, I snuck to his desk and saw the paper he was looking at. Foreclosure notice. Final warning. The payment is due in 48 hours. That night at dinner, Mom chatted about vacation plans while Dad pushed food around his plate. She had no idea. He'd been pretending to go to work for 2 months, too proud to tell anyone he'd been laid off, too proud to ask for help, too proud to admit that the emergency fund they always preached about had been drained by Grandpa's medical bills last year. 48 hours. We'd lose the house in 48 hours. I sat on my bedroom floor that night, pulling cash from every hiding spot, crumpled 20s from the tampon box, folded 50s from DVD cases, rolled hundreds from the hollow book, $4,537, 8 months of secret work while my parents thought I was studying. The next morning at breakfast, Dad's hands shook as he set down his coffee. I need to tell you both something, he said, voice cracking. Mom looked up from her phone. I lost my job 2 months ago. The bank, they're foreclosing. We have until tomorrow to pay, or we will lose the house. Mom's face went pale. What? How could you not? Before the argument could explode, I walked to my room and came back with everything. I dumped it all on the table. Bills scattered across Mom's coffee cup and Dad's newspaper. What is this? Mom's voice was sharp, accusatory. It's rent money, I said. It's more than enough for the house payment. $4,500. The silence was suffocating. Dad's face went white while he just stared at the money. How was all Dad managed? I told them everything. Every morning walk, every gutter cleaned, every computer fixed, every lie I'd told to earn money they said would corrupt me. The money that was about to save our house. We made the payment that afternoon, together. That weekend, they helped me open my first bank account.